All right. What's going on, everyone? This is brewpac.shakur, aka Vice.
This is Art.
And this is Brian.
And welcome to the Brewing podcast, where we're creating community connections through casual conversations. Episode 31.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're going to say something.
I know.
Huh? No, I was yeah. It's like because the last one was 30.
Please do us a favor and subscribe to the channel, our YouTube channel. It does help us out. The road to 500. I think we're at like 112. It's a long road, but...
Oh, just like the band.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. 112.
Yeah.
All right. On today's episode, we have Boris Hope. Boris is a product merchandiser for Adidas, #1 sports fan, and a content creator. Let's welcome Boris to the show.
Let's go.
Let's cheers to that.
What's up?
We have... Boris, you want to read what we have today?
We have a Shut-Eye Peak Pale Ale.
Oh.
Right.
All right.
Did you pick this up?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just saw the foresty theme, so I thought of Thanksgiving since today is our Thanksgiving episode.
Oh, yeah.
That was some velocity on that one.
What just happened?
My bad. My beer just spit at him. Yeah, it happened.
Damn, we got distance.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Welcome.
Cheers.
Not bad.
Okay.
I like that. It's
Yeah.
pretty good. Never even heard of Shut-Eye Peak, but
Yeah, I know.
I like the vibe.
Yeah.
All right. Before we get to our guests, we like to read testimonials on the show. These come from our community members, taken from either conversations, comments, and or direct messages, aka
DMs. I was like, who's going to say it every time?
Like I've been saying it the last few times.
All right.
anyone can jump in.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Art, you want to read us a testimonial?
Yeah. Today's testimonial comes from the girl in the whisk, Nicole. Okay. I need to match the voices to the names. Love listening to you guys while I'm at work.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Thanks. Hopefully
Nicole.
you have headphones on.
So the girl in the West, Nicole, she does custom baked cookies.
Cool.
So
Yeah.
if you have a brand, if you have a celebration, she does like all those little how do you say it? Fun.
I know what you're talking
You know what I'm talking about?
Like confection type
Yeah,
things.
that's what I was looking for.
Custom
that
ones,
word.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, back to our special guest. Let's get things going. Boris, you are a huge sports fan.
Yes.
Originally from the Bay?
Originally from the Bay, grew up in the hyphy movement.
Wow.
Yeah.
707, say it backwards. You know, I done-
7,
I
know the
done-
code.
forwards, backwards, just keep going each way. Yep, absolutely. Moved here 2010 for San Diego State.
So tell us about that decision. Like, you grew up in the Bay. What made you choose San Diego State?
Yeah, I visited a couple colleges. There were a couple that really came to mind. It was honestly between San Diego State and UW. University of Washington was the
Oh,
other
okay.
Oh, the
school
other
I was
side up
really
there.
looking at. But at the end of the day, in-state tuition is a lot less than out-of-state tuition. And so San Diego State ended up being where it's at. And
Nice.
I haven't looked back. Love it.
Okay, and then so going into San Diego State, you majored in what?
I kind of went all over the place to start. Didn't know what I was doing.
Yep.
Watched an episode of Judge Judy. Thought I wanted to
Judge Judy.
be criminal justice
Okay.
just to get in.
Yeah.
But eventually ended up being economics major. So I kind of bounced around a little bit, but ended up economics. So
Nice. And so that feeling of moving away from home, this is like the first time you actually moved away from the Bay by yourself, or did you have a group of friends?
by myself, didn't know a single person in San Diego.
Oh,
Wow.
Not one person.
Dang.
Just uprooted.
That's a big adjustment.
Yeah.
Show up to the dorm room, brand new friends. Some of them I'm still friends with today.
Oh, wow.
Which
Shout
is
out
crazy.
to...
Oh, I don't know.
You're not friends with them today?
Oh, shout out to Daniel.
Okay, there you go.
Jared, all right.
Okay, I was like...
I wasn't sure who you were trying to shout out. Like,
No. You
Andre,
say it for you. Yeah.
Andre, yeah.
Oh, what?
So yeah, that's
Okay.
how that we'll get into that.
Yeah.
That's how I met Andre, was in the dorms. One of my first friends in San
Okay.
Diego. Yep.
Do you remember what dorms you were staying
Yeah,
at?
Tenochca, T Nasty 5. fifth floor.
That's
You know what I'm
fine.
So how was that just getting adjusted and living in like a dorm setting? You grew up in the Bay, grew up with a family of, how big was your family?
Small.
Oh, small.
So I got my mom, my dad, and me.
Okay.
and they're divorced. So it's like real
small.
Okay.
Yeah.
almost as small as it gets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
So yeah, very small family. My mom moved here from Poland in her mid-20s.
Ah.
So she's my only family on my mom's side in the U.S. And then my dad, I have family here and there, but really spread out. So very much only child.
Okay.
Crack jokes to myself kind of thing.
I mean, who else?
There's most people I've ever been with in a room in my life.
Pat yourself on the back.
Hey, whoa. Yeah.
Yourself in the mirror, you know?
Yeah.
That's just it.
So you get to San Diego State.
Yep.
Can you tell us a little bit about your experience just moving in? For your first day in the dorms, meeting new friends. Was it hard to make new friends, or?
It wasn't hard to make new friends, but it was definitely just a new experience overall. My roommate was this guy, Connor, from North Carolina.
Oh, wow.
So me, hyphy movement Boris, and Carolina Connor. That was a strange. I remember very specifically because my mom talked about it.
Yeah.
She was like, you put up your Kanye graduation poster
Wow.
on the wall.
Yeah.
And then Connor's parents come in and are like, what's up with this guy? It's so as he's putting his whatever Carolina type vibe thing he had. But it was funny. We were opposites, but we got along great. So first friend there, then met people in the dorms. Eventually came out to ASIRO, and the rest is history.
So let's go back into your dorm setting. You were a big sports fan. Did you have a bunch of your like sports teams on your wall, like your hats? Like you grew up with what, the Warriors?
Warriors.
Yeah.
What's your Bay Area teams that you like resonated with?
So Warriors for sure. Giants, SF Giants. But football wise, I'm actually not a 49er fan, which is crazy.
Wow.
Interesting.
Oh, that is right. I know. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm a diehard Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan since I was like 2 years old. So I've been a fan forever.
How did that start?
I honestly, this is not from my recollection because I don't remember.
2 years old. How are you
But
gonna
people
remember?
have told me, and my dad told me that I was watching them. They're wearing those like creamsicle white, orange jerseys that they wore back in like the 70s, 80s, early 90s. And they were probably down 30 because the Bucks are historically a bad team. And I chose them as my favorite team, and I never looked back. So I was through the Warren Sapp, John Lynch, Derek Brooks era.
That was a good era.
Great era. Won a Super Bowl with Gruden. And then from there, I've been a fan. Wasn't even a Tom Brady fan. Now I am. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So yeah.
Was Gruden that the year they came to Qualcomm to play this?
Yes.
And they won that.
And they won that Super Bowl.
Wow. I was a big Warren Sapp fan growing up playing football.
Yeah.
And I actually wanted number 99, but someone like a senior had number 99. Yeah. I think my number was actually 98 because it was like, it's going down. It's close enough.
Yeah,
I just rocked with it.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved Warren. That was my guy. Warren Sapp was my guy.
Yeah.
He's done some questionable things since, but but he's still
Separate
my,
the player
he's still
from the
my
person,
guy.
right?
Yeah.
Going from the dorms, you're settled in and everything, and now you're about to start school, right?
Yep.
You're walking down, what is that aisle where you have all the fraternities and sororities? That big,
Freedom Walkway?
yeah.
Is that what it was called? I forgot.
I don't remember. It had another name. I know what you're talking about.
I forget the name.
I don't remember the name either.
Yeah. I thought it was like Freedom Walkway or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's been a while.
Yeah.
So you're walking down that aisle, right? You see all the fraternities, sororities. Were you interested at that time, like to get into an organization at the least? Or like what was the mindset for joining the fraternity?
Yeah, not even a little bit.
No.
I had no interest. Yeah. I didn't even go to the booth, nothing. Like I was just trying to meet people, make friends, figure out Southern California just overall because I had never been out here.
Right.
You know?
And you're NorCal, so.
I'm a NorCal guy.
Yeah.
But really the reason that got me out there was Andre, 100%.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what started it because he went to a reggae concert. I don't remember what reggae concert, but he met Kim Impresso
That's how it started.
the concert.
Hey, I
And
just
he
saw
was-
him yesterday.
Yeah.
That's so
Shout out
funny.
to Kim.
Yeah, shout out to
And-
Kim.
So Kim brought you in.
Kim brought Andre in, and Andre
brought
didn't
you
want to
in.
do it alone.
Oh, that
And he
makes
knew
sense.
that I hung out with a lot of Filipino people coming from the Bay, and we had a lot of mutual interests
Yeah.
in just hip hop and video games. And me and Andre got along really well. And so he's like, I don't want to do it alone. Will you come out with me? And I said no. I was like, nah, man, I
not my
got,
thing.
I got things to do, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But eventually I came out, I enjoyed it, met everybody, and then decided to interview and had a blast from there.
Wait, what changed your mind?
Well, Andre was persistent. I gotta be
he just wore
honest.
you down.
But he was like, at least come out to an event with me. So we went to one of the Rush events, and I met a bunch of people, and that's what really like. I was like, okay, these guys are cool. Everybody seems cool. I'll go do it. That's what happened. That's what got me in.
He wore you down.
You know, it's funny because I remember meeting you for the first time, right? And this was when I was new members educator, right? This is where we're going out to select our new class, and we had a class of 17. I think the biggest in at least our chapter's history, right? And so the whole time we're having these Rush events, we're having mixers, we're having like all this. Like I'm doing scouting reports. I'm like fully invested in these events, but I'm just like watching all like seeing all over it. And I remember you showed up to, I think it was one of the I don't know if it's like one of the parties that we had, but I was like, who is this guy? Is this a spy from the school? Because
I get that.
If you know like how like the fraternities are and sororities are, especially I think the Pan Atlantic side, they get shut down for like some of the craziest things.
Yeah. And I would say though, if I was a spy, they did a terrible job picking the guy named Boris, 6'2".
Yeah, the tallest.
I don't know, man.
Like,
that would have been pretty rough. Yeah.
I remember having these conversations behind the scenes. I'm like, is his name really Boris? Like that is a spy, right? But then I got to know you. Like I got to know you through the days, through all the Rush events, and we really broke it down to like, all right, like I think he'd be a great addition to this family at the end of the day. And that's like behind the scenes, we're always thinking, all right, well, who's willing to mentor? You know, I think that's like the biggest thing. That's why I got into this position. Mm-hmm. And it's crazy to have you here because we were talking before this. I still have that picture of you from when you first interviewed. And so you joined the fraternity how many years ago?
14 years ago.
14 years
Fall
ago?
2010.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
That's crazy. And so let me ask you, what is the most memorable moment your first year in the fraternity? Like you as a new member.
As a new member.
17 folks. Your class name?
Sigma class.
Okay.
Yep. So it's been 14 years, Sigma class, fall 2010. There are a lot of great memories during the whole process. Yeah. And then being a new member, I think just the anniversary party, just getting together with everybody. I mean, that was a big, like,
oh my God.
It was great because you meet all the eras of the fraternity, you meet a lot of different people. So it was definitely great to like see everyone kind of get together and see how people cared, even though they had been gone for 10 years at that point.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to look back because now we've been gone longer than that, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah. What would you say is the most challenging thing
about the whole process?
The whole process.
There were a lot of challenges, I would say that, but
some stuff you can't even mention.
Yeah. I think it was just pushing through on certain things, you know, just getting together and learning the people you were with. You mentioned we had 17 people.
Yeah.
You're going to get cliques just in general. But the good thing about it was we had our kind of cliques, but we also all got along so well, which was awesome. Like that brotherhood with everybody. And even 1 through 17, some people hung out more than others, but at the end of the day, you could kick it with one person and it didn't matter which one of that 17. Yeah. You got along with everybody. So it was an awesome experience and something I highly recommend.
So you would say you would do it again. What's one advice for someone that's new, just looking into getting an organization, even if it's not, you know, getting into a fraternity or sorority?
Yeah, I would say just check out what you can check out. I would visit multiple events, probably just see what you like, see what people you vibe with. And at the end of the day, just kind of go all in, you know, these are people that maybe it is the right experience or not, but you're going to learn something from it no matter what. And I think that's a big part of it is we all learn so much from that experience and you just meet so many different people from so many different walks of life.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
It was a great experience.
And it was cool to see some of them were at your wedding. You got married.
Yes. Got married last year, June 2023.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Was that a decision because of like COVID and all that? Was it delayed or something? Or
no, so I got engaged 2021, like fall. So we had a little bit of a longer engagement, but just to get your finances ready and, and wanted a summer wedding, so it kind of worked out. But, I had a couple bros there. Lorenzo, which me and him are both from Vallejo, so we're both from the same city. He's been great. Then my big bro Jerome was there.
Jerome.
Yeah, Jerome was there, and then Rory was also there. So we had a couple people come through, which was awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And so your wife Christina, right?
Yes.
You met in San Diego State?
This is a long. I mean, this.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
we get
We got
into
some time.
it. Yeah.
You can't. This is not something you could just cut short.
So we met a long time ago. One of my best friends and her best friend got married. So we've known each other as like mutual friends for like 20 years now.
Oh,
Dang.
wow.
So went to different high schools, but local high schools in the Bay. And then from there ended up, well, first off, I'll say she says we talked in high school, texted, and I have zero recollection.
That's how many girls Boris
I'm saying, but we like never met, never anything. There was just like some text.
Was it like a group text or something?
Our friends were trying to hook us up, and I just have zero. I don't even.
And this was high school, you said?
In high school.
Let me ask you, what kind of phones were out during that time period? Was it a flip phone or was that the end of the flip phone era?
That would have been a flip phone. I definitely had I don't even remember what brand it was. I had one of those flip phones that they showed from Talladega Nights. They had a lot of advertisements
What a pull, man.
with Will Ferrell from Talladega Nights. He was
yeah.
advertising this phone. I had that phone. And then later on, I had the Sidekick LX.
Oh yeah, of course the sidekick.
So the old blue one.
Yeah,
So,
it's like
yeah.
flips
How was I
up.
supposed to remember that? It wasn't even a smartphone. It was a dumb phone. Playing the phone.
I just want to bring it back to nostalgia.
And now I feel old, man. I don't know if I needed
That's
that.
part of nostalgia.
I was talking about a page of the last episode with Sunny. So
Okay, that's a little beyond me.
yeah. So back to your wife.
Yeah.
How'd you guys meet?
Yeah. So we met all those years ago, but she would come visit San Diego with some friends.
Okay.
And one time I went back to the Bay and my friend's like, "Oh, are you interested in Christina?" So I DM'd her and we hung out a couple of times during that time. And then from there we were long distance for like a year.
Oh, you
year
were
plus.
dating
Yeah.
long distance.
Yeah.
What is that?
Crazy.
What does that experience like?
Yeah.
What does that feel like? I feel like there's a lot of emotion.
Yeah, it was rough, but actually the nursing, so she's a nurse, and that schedule made it easier because she could come for like 4 or 5 days at a time.
Yeah.
Versus like if you work a 9 to 5,
Oh, yeah,
Monday
you're
through
locked
Friday,
in.
you're locked into a weekend
Yeah.
schedule, so you can get cheaper flights. Yeah,
Right.
everything's a little bit easier. So she would visit more than I would just because I'm kind of locked on the 9 to 5 schedule.
Yeah.
So it was tough, but it lasted about a little over a year, and then I ended up moving back to the Bay for love.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a love story right there.
And now we're back. Back in San Diego.
Oh,
So-
you guys lived up there for a little bit and then decided to move down here.
Yeah. We moved here 2.5 years ago.
Oh, okay, yeah, you
Moved
were
back.
yeah.
So let me ask you, coming from the Bay, like
Yep.
coming from the Bay, coming to San Diego, then back to the Bay, and then back again.
Yeah.
What keeps you in San Diego? Why do you love San Diego?
I love San Diego. I got to say, I was just talking to my wife about this because we always compare because we're both from the same area. Technically, nurses make a lot more in the Bay.
Okay.
And the
Really?
a lot
yeah.
more,
Yeah.
significantly
Okay.
more.
Okay.
But the cost of living has
Yeah.
gone up here so high
Yeah.
that it's almost the same in certain areas, at least where we're from. So I would say I love the weather.
Okay.
I love the vibe. There's so much to do. And I think the biggest thing is there's so many like neighborhoods and areas,
Yeah.
and each one brings something completely different.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's impossible to get bored out here.
Okay.
And if you do, then you could even just go to Orange County. If there's a concert in LA you want to visit, you can go hop up there. Like everything's so convenient versus the Bay. It's like you got Oakland, San Francisco, San Jose, but even then you got the bridge is kind of a pain. So there's always something.
Like getting around up in the Bay in general is just a pain, right?
It's harder.
Yeah.
It's definitely harder. And out here there's just so many cool spots to go explore. Like you can live in San Diego for 10 years and never have hung out in like Encinitas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so different.
That's cool. So back to you and your wife, that engagement process. I love these stories like leading up to, where you're at today. So
Trying to compare his own.
Hey, if you want to tell your story, man, we're all here. I'm here for it.
I mean, we all know. But
yeah, so what was your game plan to propose to your now wife?
Yeah, so we were living in the Bay at the time. It was 2021. And we had such a connection to San Diego, so I wanted to do it in San Diego. And I didn't realize I was going to move back at the time. So we were very unsure. So I planned this whole trip for us to go hang out with friends, which is very normal in San Diego. Yeah. And then I was like, we should go to a speakeasy at Sunset Cliffs, which she's not very familiar with Sunset Cliffs. For maybe you guys, that sounds a little weird.
Yeah.
But for
I was
her,
like,
she
there's a
doesn't.
speakeasy there?
Exactly. But for her, she didn't question anything.
Yeah, she's like, okay, yeah,
which
that
was
sounds
great.
right.
Yeah.
And then so we went.
What if she did ask? She's like, "Where is it?" It's like, "It's a secret."
They tell you the day
Where's
of.
the
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's in the cliffs. You don't even need
Yeah.
to worry about that.
Yeah.
So I had one of her friends, Brienne, kind of like help me get her excited about this thing, you know.
I'll just hype her up.
Yeah, to hype her up.
Yeah.
And then also the biggest thing that you guys might know is getting the nails done.
Oh yeah,
That's the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
That if you're proposing, they
Yeah.
want to have their nails done.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to be secretive, it's hard to plan that whole thing.
Yeah.
Because then once they'll just know. They'll just know that.
They're
it's
just
you.
not like,
Yeah.
why would I get my nails done randomly on
Yeah.
a Tuesday?
Yeah, right.
You know?
So how did she get that to happen?
Part I forgot about is that speakeasy concept was the friend's idea. Like,
Oh.
she proposed it. So I didn't even say like, let's go to a speakeasy.
Oh.
She said, I have this
That's-
event at the
that's
speakeasy, which
smart.
was fake.
Yep.
And
Oh.
then she needed to get her nails done. So can you come with me?
And then, while you're there with me,
Yeah.
you might as well get yours.
That's a good friend.
Exactly.
That's a good friend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. So that was the first half of it.
Yeah.
And then the second half was, okay, we end up going together to the event.
Yeah.
And then I get there and I did one of those like picnics where it's all set up and
Yeah.
you propose
Yeah,
and
they do.
somebody's there.
I've done a couple of those.
Yeah. The thing about Sunset Cliffs is I didn't have like a full understanding of where it was at Sunset Cliffs. And there's like 5 picnics there.
Yup.
You didn't,
Well, I
you
mean,
didn't go there
usually-
before?
You tried
No,
it.
Wait, no,
I'm with it the whole time.
Did you do it through like one of because there's a bunch of companies that do that.
Yeah.
Like, so did you go through like a company or did you like set it up? Oh,
No, with the company. So they set
Yeah,
it up
you-
for me.
yeah,
So
usually-
I've never
usually-
seen it.
yeah, no. Usually they give you like a location. I don't know at the time.
They gave me a location. I'm telling you, there were like 5 of them, like
Like in
within,
the same area.
within like 50 square feet.
Oh,
like it was
yeah,
a lot
that
of them in
happens.
this
Okay.
little area.
Yeah, it was
And
just
so
one
I'm
of
like,
those days.
so I'm
Yeah.
walking, and she's like, "Oh, I don't see the speakeasy," and I'm looking around like, "Yeah, I don't see it either." What's going on? So I'm trying to read the signs. They have
Yeah.
all the script letters. I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
man. So she's like, "What is up?" Like, this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
So
Like,
eventually, I
nothing.
find it. I find it. It's got our names on it.
Yeah.
We
Nice.
go. I had a photographer and videographer
Nice.
there,
Yeah,
and
Hiding.
One of them
Okay.
was my friend.
yeah.
It was doing the video or was doing the photos, and the other
Yeah.
was also there.
Yeah.
And we get there, and I propose, get down on one knee on the beach, and she
Yep.
loves it. It's awesome. We look back at the footage that my friend took, and I am not lying to you. They were trying to hide behind this area, and this couple comes in front of them and starts changing their
Oh,
baby
no.
right in front of right in front of the lens, right in front. And he can't move because she knows him. So it was just like a whole.
That's so fun.
hilarious.
That's funny.
So my video's not great, but my photos are great.
I mean, like, can you
Yeah.
crop the video up? Like, no, okay.
not really.
All right.
But
They didn't have a sniper lens. Okay.
but it's a no. But
Okay.
it was a great story, and then from there, there's a second part.
Oh.
because-
it just
yeah.
keeps going.
Yeah, so there's that first part.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, let's go celebrate with my friend Daniel, who's
Okay.
one of the ones from the dorms.
Yeah.
Like he wants to get dinner with us.
Yeah.
Oh.
And she's like, oh, that's kind of strange. Like, why would he want to get dinner after this? Like, I get it, but maybe we should have our own time.
Yeah.
right.
And so we're driving to dinner, and it was Stone Brewery at
Scranton?
not Scranton,
What's the one
Liberty
down?
Station?
Liberty Station.
Liberty Station.
Yeah.
So it's the one at Liberty Station.
Yeah.
We have a whole area reserved, and what she doesn't know is that I've invited a bunch of our friends, family, including people from the band.
Oh.
So we have like
wow.
a second like party in a
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
And on the way there, she's like, "Oh, I got to call my mom and tell her." And I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, we're almost at the spot. You don't want to call her and tell her.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
We'll do it after we eat with Daniel."
Yeah.
And little did she know that her mom was there.
Oh.
So that was a big part of it. So we get there, and then my friend
My
Daniel.
My Hold up.
My
second
Daniel.
proposal.
Whoa, whoa.
I was just in his
Freudian
wedding.
slip. Yeah.
So you had a second ring.
Yeah, it was a whole thing, man.
Yeah.
A lot
There's
of
two
planning.
proposals in one day.
Right,
You know?
yeah.
A lot of planning. So yeah, he shows up and leads us to this whole crowd, and she freaks out. So it was awesome.
That's
so you get like the more personal, and then like the all together.
Was Daniel your best man or something? Or?
No, he wasn't my best man, but
Okay.
he was part of my party.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why I'm trying to justify like why we'd say my Daniel.
My friend Daniel.
Okay,
That's what
there
I'm
you go.
going
There you
with.
go.
So during that time, you were working for.
So I was at Adidas early, but when I was in the
okay.
Bay, I was a recruiter for a little while, and then I worked at a scooter action sports company called Nextsport, which was pretty sick. Yeah.
Scooter action sports.
So they were like the overall company was Nextsport, and then they had companies underneath them.
Oh, it's like an umbrella thing.
Yeah, an
Okay.
umbrella, and we
Yeah.
worked on all the companies underneath.
Okay.
So Fusion Action Scooters,
Yeah.
that was like the main one, but we had other brands underneath, and we're working on just like those scooters that like do flips and stuff, like all the little ones.
what?
Yeah.
Oh, like BMX stuff.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Sounds
It's like
like
when kids go to the skate park and they're training them like skateboards.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
so
they
it's-
do the
okay,
they do
okay.
the kick it.
Yeah, okay,
I get what you're
okay.
saying.
So those like action ones, we had that brand, and I was doing everything for them,
Yeah.
which was awesome.
And then, so what led you to the next job? Was that Adidas right away?
Yeah. So I had worked at Adidas 2016 to 2019.
Yeah.
Left for love.
Left for love.
Oh,
Was in the
that's
Bay
okay.
for a couple years,
Yeah.
and then I was trying to come back to San Diego, and it worked out that a job popped up in a different division at Adidas, so I went back.
Okay.
Oh,
So
that's cool.
what was your position when you first started at Adidas?
When I first started, I was a product manager.
Okay.
Okay.
So I was under everybody in terms of like coordinating things on the product development side, because crazily for Adidas, Carlsbad is actually the international hub
Oh, I didn't know
altogether.
that. Yeah.
So everything else, Adidas is either Portland or LA for the US, and then you have Germany, but golf specifically is Carlsbad, California.
Specifically, huh?
Yeah, because they bought TaylorMade in like the 90s.
Yeah.
And when they bought TaylorMade, they were doing golf here and there, but they decided to move their whole golf division to Carlsbad.
Yeah.
So that was
Wow.
like the whole thing. So it's completely different from the rest of Adidas.
Okay. And TaylorMade is was Khalifa's brand or?
Stupid.
No, I don't know what TaylorMade is. So
TaylorMade's a golf brand.
Yeah.
okay.
So
got it.
Adidas owned TaylorMade until 2017, then they sold them off. But at the time, they were together.
Oh, I was gonna say that that puts the golf scene in this area into perspective, because we do kind of have a big like golf.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
you don't realize, but then like what is it, like Torrey Pines? Is that the big one around here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got Torrey Pines, but all the like major golf companies are in Carlsbad. So like
That's wild.
Titleist, Callaway,
Oh dang.
I didn't know that,
TaylorMade.
yeah.
Any golf heads out there? Comment below.
Puma Cobra. So Puma's golf division's also out here. We got that whole little area is just like the mecca of golf, like creation.
Makes sense now.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So did you get a chance to like work with any athletes during your time or?
Yeah, so I've definitely met athletes. The biggest one would be like Xander Schauffele from SDSU, who's now one of the top 5 golfers. He's won a gold medal in golf. It's like he's a big deal.
Huh.
So that guy's been awesome. And then you meet people here and there, but that's probably the biggest name. Sergio Garcia, John Rahm. These are all golf guys that have popped in the office or come said hi. So, yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
How big is the Adidas office? Is it like a campus or? Like,
It's not that big, actually.
Oh,
You would think
really?
it would be bigger, but it's probably like 200 people, one big office
that's still
building.
a big.
Yeah, but like compared to other like bigger
Yeah.
companies, it's not too big, but it is crazy. All the golf designed product other than, so there's that creation center in Carlsbad, but actually in Japan, there's a whole nother creation center because Asia's market is so different in terms of branding and price point and everything else. So they have their own separate kind of division.
Okay. So as a product merchandiser for Adidas, what does your day-to-day look like?
It depends on the season,
Okay.
I would say, but my main goal is for me, I pick all of the men's apparel that comes into the US market. Like if they're going to show us like 400 articles, so like each style color would be an article. They show us 400 to 450. I choose what like 300 come out.
Wow.
So
And
you gotta cut out a quarter.
So you got to cut out a bunch. You got to cut out colors, and then I work with the team to like say what we want from a U.S. perspective, and then we go and give that information. So that's part of the job. I also have to.
Wait, does that mean like you have to kind of analyze trends and stuff like that to make sure like, hey, this is what we want? Like, how do you choose that?
Yeah, it's a lot of trends, and then also the other part of my job is actually presenting to the accounts.
Oh, okay.
And they'll give me information, like all the sales reps give me information. So we're kind of like the funnel between like the consumer and the product.
Okay.
In a sense, and giving the US
Filter.
perspective.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's that part. I have to do all the like systems, make sure everything's ready and all that. And then the second half is like what I'm in currently, which is presenting the product. So I have to present to like a Dick's Sporting Goods, Golf Galaxy, PGA Superstore, Torrey Pines, Pebble Beach. All these companies will come to Carlsbad, and then we present to them. Kohl's, Amazon, Nordstrom.
And you're that guy
what they're gonna have like in their stores.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you like pitching it to them, or are you just like, oh, here's the things, or
we pitch it to them, and then so I'll be up. Sometimes I'll be up there for like 3-4 hours talking.
Damn.
And, yeah. So hey, what's up? It's nothing. So I'll go up there. We'll show them the product, and then most of the time they don't take everything. Like nobody really takes everything.
Yeah.
So then we'll curate the colors to fit of what'll fit at their store.
Oh, like custom, right?
And we'll work with them. So I'll put up like 10, let's say polos, for example. Yeah. They only want 5. They'll take down 7, and then I got to find another 3, and we got to like collaborate together to figure out what's going to be sold at Dick's Sporting Goods. So it's a whole process.
Looking at the process, right? How do you prep for that? Is it like a van goes out and you have boxes and tubs of merchandise? Does your team go along with you, or is it like, what does that look like behind the scenes?
So behind the scenes, so I'm on the merchandising side, so that's more like picking everything.
Yeah.
But we have our sales meeting, and that's where we have the guys and girls that go out to all the golf shops. Yeah. They do all that kind of stuff. So there, for a golf specifically, there's kind of 2 parts of the business. You got the field, which is like your golf courses.
Right.
And then you have your strategic accounts, which is your Dick's Sporting Goods, your bigger retailers. So those are almost like 2 completely different sets, and we present to both. But then they go out and we'll do that kind of stuff, like road shows, trunk shows. Just visit each account, see what they need. All that kind of stuff is on the sales side.
You don't really think, like, you just go out and shop, but like you don't really think about all the stuff that kind of goes into that,
Yeah.
Is it pretty nerve-wracking just like talking to these big businesses that you kind of grew up to, like Dick's Sporting Goods? Now you're speaking in front of, trying to represent a big company, like one of the, I would say, Goliaths, right?
Yeah. One of the biggest brands in the world, I would say, for sure. I think you get used to it.
Yeah.
Because we do it every 6 months. I've done it this is like my 6th round of it. And you do it like 30 times each round. So you get really, really used to your pitch. So if you want me to start from the beginning, I could do the whole thing. I can get you with that.
This is going to be a 6-hour podcast.
But yeah, you get used to it. And it's a collaborative effort. Like they know that you don't know everything and vice versa. And sometimes you need to push them on you might have noticed like golf has gotten more progressive in general. Yeah. That like the vibe, the street work, influences and everything else. So that's a big part of it too, is trying to get a Dick's Sporting Goods to take a risk.
Yeah.
Or a Malbin. Malbin's one of the big ones that we'll have come in and collaborate with them as well, which is really, really cool.
Yeah, because usually when like you think of golf, it's like, it's just upper, class kind of stuff. But I feel like it's gotten a little bit more accessible per se.
Trendy too.
Yeah.
It's definitely trendy, more accessible. There's a lot of like niche brands coming out. It's a very popular right now, which is good. Good for us.
Yeah.
Did you know that you wanted to get into this kind of field? I know you love sports growing up, but like to get into like the fashion part.
No. I've always been it's on the podcast, but I was a Nike guy growing up my entire life.
Bleep.
If you need us to cut it out, just let us know. Yeah.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
I know growing up as a kid, I grew up in that era. Yeah. But now obviously I've changed sides. But yeah, I've always liked fashion. Yeah. I've never been like the most fashion forward guy. I think keep it pretty chill. Yeah. But I do always like it. And so that's worked with golf and with fashion, especially that it's getting more progressive, which matches more my style versus like the traditional golf. Yeah. It's not quite what I wear.
Very stuffy.
Very stuffy. It's definitely changing. Like some of the stuff I'll wear and you would have no clue that it's golf, which is awesome.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
We're even bringing in like you'll get your sambas and all that kind of stuff in golf form, which is really, really cool. So we got that, like meshing has been really good. But overall, I think that I just didn't know that I'm not the biggest golfer in general.
I was going to ask.
Was
there
I'm
a passion for golf?
No, I had zero passion for golf going into it.
Yeah.
But I've grown to appreciate it over years because now it's been, I started in 2016 the first time. So it's been like 8 years of just like at the company.
Oh, got it. How about golfing?
Golfing, I try to do it when I can, but I suck. And sometimes we get to play like really cool courses and I just rip it. Like it's pretty bad. One time we were playing PGA West at Palm Springs, which is like a really nice course where they have PGA events. And I went and I suck. And I go up to tee off and one of the workers is like far away to the left on a hill.
Oh no. No, you didn't. Boris.
Well, I hit it like 10 feet below him, which was really bad. But he jumped up like I hit it right next to his head. I'm like, overreacted, man. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
So you get a little bit of that, but it's cool. I like it.
Your first time doing a presentation. What was the How did you feel? Were you nervous?
Yeah, you get a little nervous, and it's funny because each crowd is different.
Okay.
Like even
For sure. Yeah.
on Friday, I had a couple presentations, and like we had different sessions, and the first crowd was crickets, no reaction.
Oh, dang.
That's
Nothing.
tough. That's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're up there for an hour,
Yeah.
unedited, and nothing. And then the other crowd was just going crazy. So you have to be able to like ride with it, and also when you're up there, I have, like I mentioned, 300 plus articles.
Yeah.
Probably like 120 styles or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Sometimes you go up there and you kind of know that with this account, they're not going to like it. Like you have to go and present it knowing that they're probably not going to like it, and it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
But sometimes you get surprises too. But that's tough when you almost have to like go quickly through those to keep their attention.
Yeah.
Which is,
Right.
but you want to show them everything. So it's a balance. But you get used to it.
So what would you say prepped you for this role? Like what built up to get you to, get into this role?
I would say, well, first I ended up going to grad school at San Diego State.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I was in the sports MBA program.
Sports
nice.
MBA program.
Yeah. So I got MBA in sports management. So
MBA.
MBA.
You heard
No,
NBA.
I think
You
you
heard
said NBA.
I'd be on your TV if I was an MBA right now. No.
That's why I was
MBA.
surprised. I was like, what? SDSU has NBA program?
Masters of Business Administration.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
NBA.
Makes sense.
MBA.
Yeah.
So that program had a lot of presentations, a lot of like stand up in front of the group. We presented at USC one time. So that whole process of like going up and bull. Like you get really good at it, you get to
practice,
do that.
yeah.
It's good practice.
Yeah.
So that helped me in my career.
Okay.
That and plus there were some times where you're under pressure in general, and I feel like pressure kind of makes you stronger in general.
Yeah.
And there were parts, even in the fraternity, there's times where there's some pressure, and building that muscle up helps you in the future.
Yeah.
It's do or die.
Exactly.
That's that like uncomfortability that we're always talking about.
Yeah.
You got to get comfortable so that you can get that confidence.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're always working on it. Nobody's 100%
Oh, no.
confident all the time.
Yeah.
So you got to just keep pushing, and I'm working on it every day.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you put that in your tool set, like your skills, right? So would you say that contributed to content creating?
Yeah. I've always wanted to be creative. I feel like
okay.
being creative is just a fun thing to do. And I'm always battling with the just doing it, like letting it out. And it's hard,
Right.
Yeah.
You got to get out there and put yourself out there, knowing that even you guys mentioned you watched some of my old stuff, and it's just like, oh man, what did you watch? What was
That's the hardest feeling, right?
It's tough.
So why do you feel that way then? Someone that creates content.
I feel like when you create content, you see the progression over time of you get better and better. And if you're a year out, like what you did before, maybe in your opinion just wasn't that good anymore.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
you look at it more harshly than maybe some other people.
Yeah.
You probably see the same thing with the podcast or just creating. You know what I mean? You
I
look
watched,
at your old.
old episodes, pilot episodes.
Yeah. But it's good to show that progression. So that's a big part of it. But I've always wanted to be creative. I played music growing up. So that's a
what'd
big
you play?
part. I played the cello.
Cello.
Well, I would have never guessed.
Yeah.
Well, good thing Boris brought his cello today.
My air cello
Yeah.
is right here. It's right here. Yeah. So I grew up playing cello, and I tried to make it like rock, hip hop, cello.
Interesting. Yeah.
I've seen that before.
Yeah.
It was like I went to a party one time and they played instruments. I was like, "What? You guys bring instruments?" But they also had a DJ,
Yeah.
and they played Outkast. And that was the first time hearing it on like instrumentals. I was like,
Yeah.
"Dude, this is sick."
Yeah.
I would say the one concert I wish I would have been at is Kanye West's late orchestration. Which
Oh,
is late
yeah.
registration with
Yeah.
a full
Yeah.
orchestra. That's like a blend that is me. Like if
Yeah,
there is a blend that's me, it's old Kanye with orchestra
Yeah.
music. That's
Yeah.
my vibe. So I love that stuff.
So content creating.
Yeah.
What got you into it? Like, when did you decide to be like, you know what? I'm gonna just start shooting this.
2020.
2020,
I was
pandemic.
during the pandemic.
Okay.
March 2020.
Oh, this is your pandemic project then, yes?
My pandemic project. It's crazy. So
Yeah.
I actually got let go from my job as a recruiter and
Oh,
digital
okay.
arts recruiter. So I was working with Erica, which you might know from A5G.
Oh, Erica, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So she got me a job in recruiting,
Yeah.
and I was working like digital art marketing type recruiting. got let go because they let go a certain percentage of the company.
That's right.
Early COVID, just to like
Yeah.
cut people.
Yeah.
That day was the same day that Tom Brady went to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I made a video. And if you go back to my YouTube channel, the very first video is me talking about losing my job and Tom Brady.
Your very first video.
Yeah. So that like started it. And from there, I have been trying to on and off be a content creator, but it's hard to stay on the bike, I would say.
Good thing we have your video right here. This is the right edit.
For the audio listeners, where would that be if they want to look it up?
So youtube.com/Boris Hope. If you go there, simple URL. Check the oldest video, and that is that video.
Yeah.
Check out his other stuff too.
So do you ever feel like, because I know some creators, they'll have their early videos, but you mentioned you like the process and the growth. Do you ever feel like you want to like take some down or
unlist it?
I have taken a lot. Yeah. Because I've gone different ways. I've gone sports only, then I've gone away from sports, and then recently I went back just NFL. But it wasn't for me. It wasn't like artsy enough in a sense.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I took a bunch of those down. It was too quick hit. Stick with the news. So I'm trying to blend that myself, but I have definitely taken things down for sure.
And you've been doing this for 4 years?
Yeah.
4
but again,
years.
very inconsistent. Like
So doing this for 4 years, I recently, not recently, but I noticed that you went from sports to, I think one of my favorites outside of sports is the In and Out one. We were just watching that.
Yeah, we were just talking about that.
So what made you kind of shift over to?
I just wanted to try something different. I've been trying a little bit of everything. I feel like I've been trying to figure out my path. Even recently when I mentioned I was working on stuff, I was working on like a history of Legos one.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
Then I canned it.
I was all excited.
So what? How do you decide what makes it past like the cutting room floor? Or
I watch a lot of YouTube. I watch a lot of content creators talking about like find your niche and things like that.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I feel like I want to blend what I like with sports, because I feel like people, when they think of me in general, it's like sports and do what you're kind of an expert at. So my goal is to do that, but I always battle with, I want to do other stuff too. That's where the Lego thing comes out, or the In and Out burger, or I made a Mickey Mouse one, random stuff. But it's always that balance. But I think, at least for now, I'm trying to do sports.
You're trying to do sports, okay.
Spoken like a true creative, just trying everything there. You want to try stuff.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I like both.
Okay.
I like it because this is what you actually love doing. Like if it was like your passion and you're passionate about a bunch of different, topics, follow your passion.
Okay.
Because I think that's one thing that'll keep you going. Because if you talk about something that you don't want to do, or you're working on something that you don't want to work on, you're not going to be invested. You're not going to be motivated to do that. And that's why I got super excited when you said Legos. I was like, I have a box of Legos in my closet right now. I'm a collector, so it doesn't have to be one thing. I was watching Gary V from time to time, and he goes, "Well, why can't you do both? Why can't it be and?"
Yeah, no, I hear you. I've been down all these rabbit holes. I know what you're talking about. I've been down it all. Yeah,
and sometimes it's like a battle between you and you.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Right.
I actually recently got into, I just read the book, The Creative Act, I think it is, by Rick Rubin. Okay. You ever heard of this? Familiar, I didn't know who Rick Rubin was until like 2 days ago. But if you look into Rick Rubin, this guy is amazing. Yeah. He is a creative producer. He's produced everything from like Kanye to all the way back to Johnny Cash to started Def Jam Records. Like the whole story is crazy, but he wrote this book about creativity. And I just read it, and that thing is amazing. So very inspirational. But I'm trying to get there. Yeah. I've read a book.
I meant like a new read for me, but yeah, sure.
All that to say, I've read a book.
It's good to get people's feedback too, because like I told you, I used to watch your videos every time it dropped on my morning walks.
Yeah,
and then that's why I wanted to ask you, because I was like, oh man, Boris hasn't had a video in a while.
Yeah.
Are we going to see a return of Boris Hope? Or?
I'm trying to make a return in 25. That's my goal. And I'm really trying to come up with a way to like have videos done so I don't feel like the pressure to release.
Got it.
Like have 2 or 3 done going into the year, hopefully, and then be able to push from there.
Okay.
But that's the goal. But again, work is crazy for me. Adidas gets busy.
Life it's Adidas. Like
life gets busy. You know, there's all this stuff that pops up that always seems to derail me. So I'm trying to work on that.
And is that difficult considering like the sports that you present like has to be a little bit current, and it's like how do you pre-plan something that like hasn't happened yet, or you know what I mean? Like
so like that was a big part of like when I was doing the NFL parts a little bit. I was like trying to stay current and on it, and I couldn't do it. Like, and I didn't have the space to be creative. So now I try to pick things that are like semi-current, semi-not, that are still interesting. I mean, even right now on Netflix, like the Johnny Manziel documentary was huge, and that's an old story. Yeah. So, you know, there's ways to make it to where it's interesting.
Nice.
I was trying to do one about like a Tiger Woods overall, like how he stayed relevant for decades. Like that could be cool.
Still a household name.
Still a household name. And the biggest one that's been kind of my like North Star video that's going to be really long is talking about college sports and the NIL. I think that like how players are getting paid and that whole system and how it's kind of become the wild, wild west. So that whole, I mean, that's like an hour video probably that would have to get broken up.
Oh, wow.
And I always struggle with what to do there. So finding that balance is definitely key.
I think right there, like you can just probably break it up into content. Like that's your content right there. So you don't have to worry about dropping everything at once. You have just roll it out.
Yeah, that's the goal. But also, I mean, you guys know content creation is a lot of work. It's a lot of work out here. I mean,
So how long does that take? Like just that process of content creating. Like let's say you're in and out video. Can you walk us behind the scenes?
Yeah.
You get that thought, right?
You get the thought. You start putting together an outline. You do research. Research is big and like double checking stuff. And you still get stuff wrong, but you try your best.
Yeah.
And people in the comments will let you know when you get it wrong. Don't you worry. They're like, I had a video about Deion Sanders, and I was talking about Deion, and I said like he doesn't have much coaching experience. Because I was like, at the time, he really didn't until college. He was just coaching like youth football. Yeah. And they're like, oh, he skipped over 10 years of youth football. I'm like, yeah, okay, that counts. But real coaching experience. So you're going to get called out. Yeah. So putting that together and then shot listing from there. And I'm trying to be more like artsy, vloggy almost in a sense in it. And it just takes a lot of time. Yeah. And the battle for me has always been and continues to be like fully scripted versus outline. I think that's like, I can't figure that out.
I appreciate it because I mean, I do the editing, and when I see your edits, I'm like, oh, damn, that's a lot of time that
You're like, I know.
My time is, it's because the length of the episode. Yours is because you're editing like every single effect, sound effect. Like I listen to like all the noise when it goes bing, like you have like different sound effects, and then you have transitions on top of that. And so that one video, what's the process? Like, give us a timeline. Like, how long does it take for a video, like the in and out video? How long did that take from start to end?
That probably took like 2 or 3 weeks, honestly. Wow. Yeah, and like long days, and like, and the thing about for me is like I'm still figuring stuff out. Yeah, like I've more recently gotten better at process, but so I canned the Lego video. I talked about it. Yeah, I filmed it, didn't like the way it came out. Spent another 6 hours filming it again. Yeah. Didn't like the way it came out. Like I'm definitely like learning just like like the stuff that you're great at, like all the basics of like filming things. Like that is hard. Like you can record the whole thing and the audio sounds terrible. Yeah. And you're just like,
that's a big part of it.
I just wasted a day.
Yeah. Especially if you're like a one-man crew, right? Like you don't have a team or anything like that, like to specialize in like, you know, finding out that your sound is not working. Yeah, because you can have the greatest takes and all that, and then at the end of the day, when you look, you're like, "Oh, I didn't put
no
that
memory card."
Man, my camera had no battery the whole time. I didn't know what I was thinking.
I was just talking another.
Yeah, I had that happen. Or
well,
I've had that happen. But the other one is like, so trying to get the best quality possible. Yeah. And everybody tells you that like shooting log. That's the thing. Like shooting that raw log profile. But man, that is much easier to mess up because I will go in and then you over edit it, under edit it. It looks weird. Still trying to figure out exposure and getting that right. There's a lot of little details. Or sometimes you film a whole thing and then you realize your tripod was up in the background, but you didn't really notice it was up in the background. And you're like,
time you're like,
man, what am I doing? But yeah, it's a lot of trial and error.
Okay. Does your wife help you out sometimes or?
Sometimes, but I also I got to admit though, when she's home and I'm filming, I feel guilty, like not spending time. You know what I mean? We don't get that many like weekends, and for me, it has to be a weekend. Yeah. So then I feel bad that I'm doing this. Yeah. So
I mean, she gotta be a great wife so she understands, right?
yeah, and she has her own content going on.
Oh,
too.
really?
What?
Yeah.
You want to plug her right now?
Yeah, NICU Knock Babe. She has like over 5,000 Instagram followers.
NICU Knock Babe? How do you spell that?
NICUNOCBABE. So she's a NICU nurse.
Yeah.
In La Jolla. And so she'll give like nursing tips and all this kind of stuff.
Cool.
But
she's part of that medical side of the content that I see sometimes.
Yeah, and she'll do like memes and cool stuff.
Oh, yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, so she understands and I help her. Yeah. So everything I learned for like the video side, I try to help her with it. So that's kind of a good mutual.
Yeah, that's cool.
Too. Yeah.
Wow.
Couple that creates together, stays together.
That's what they say.
Collab.
That's what they say.
All right. We like to play games on the show such as This or That, Would You Rather, Name Your Price, One Must Go, Pick Your Poison, Most Likely To. This episode, we're playing Fantasy Draft.
All right, Fantasy Draft. Welcome to the 2024 Thanksgiving Day Draft. In this game,
I'm so excited.
in this game, participants will take turns selecting from a pool of players to build their team. A lottery will be conducted, and candidates will pick out of a hat.
What was that spacing?
I don't know. I like lost
so
track.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Like,
This is so epic, man.
Of
Keep
a hat.
going.
Good thing you're only reading the first paragraph.
I told you I was like, hey, I don't know if I can read the whole
love
page.
this.
We're live.
Candidates will pick out of a hat to see who will go first, second, and so on.
After a team takes their turn by picking their player, the order snakes back after each round. For example, if you pick last in the first round, you'll pick first in the second.
This theme is New World Exploration. Your team is on a mission to explore a newly discovered island and have plans to celebrate their first Thanksgiving there. Let's play.
All right.
All right. Boris, do you want to read off the first five?
Yes.
This is our draft pool.
All right. We got John Smith from Pocahontas, Captain Kirk from Star Trek, Rufio from Hook, Wednesday Addams from the Thanksgiving play scene, Charlie Brown and Snoopy. You get a little bit of a combo pack
That's
there.
a double, yeah.
Yeah.
Brian,
You want me to go next? Okay, yeah, sure. And then next set of five is Captain Jack Sparrow. We got Lara Croft from Tomb Raider, Buzz Lightyear from Toy Story, Ross Geller from the Friends episode Turkey on the Head episode, and Bishop from X-Men.
Nice. Art?
All right. Next, we have Captain Hook from Hook, Chewbacca, Star Wars, Maui from Moana, Ron Swanson from Parks and Rec, and Elmer Fudd and Bugs Bunny, another duo there.
Yeah, another twofer.
Yeah, so if you notice the trend, this is exploration and Thanksgiving theme. So the next five is Han Solo, John Clayton from Tarzan, Barney Stinson from How I Met Your Mother, Slaps Giving episode, Indiana Jones, Garfield from the Garfield Thanksgiving special.
Just that specific one?
Yeah.
Good.
Or do you want to read the last one?
Yep. We got Rocket from Guardians of the Galaxy, Jake Sully from Avatar, John Wick, Nicolas Cage from National Treasure, and then Marty McFly from Back to the Future.
All right. We ready to begin this draft?
I mean, for those listening out there, I mean, by the time the episode is up, are you going to put this list up so people can have it online somewhere?
I'll put it up so that they can see through the video.
Yeah.
I got a question. I do have a question about the list.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Do they come with like what they're known for? Like Marty McFly, is it just Marty McFly in a vest, or does he have a hoverboard, or like what are we talking?
Does he have
here?
the time machine with
Time
him?
machine?
Yeah.
Like, oh,
So guess what? This is our imagination. So we can come with whatever we want.
Okay.
So there's no hard set rules. It's
There's
just
no-
the character.
The
Right?
character,
who'd
whatever
you
you can
pick?
think they're connected to.
All right.
Reason why?
And so let us know the reason why you selected that character.
Love
so
it.
Since Boris is our special guest, you will choose first from the hat.
Yeah.
all right. Oh, here
He's
we go.
choosing?
Big money, big money.
Hold on to your draft.
Oh, yeah.
number.
Are we going to reveal the numbers at the same time?
No, actually, tell us your draft number. So Boris selected first.
Number
In the 2024 Thanksgiving Day draft.
4.
Number 4.
Best for last. Best for
Guest
last.
for last.
Let's
Guest for
go.
last. Guest for
Let's
last.
go. For this, Brian.
What did I get? This is. Oh, these are like super folded up. I got number 3.
Number 3.
Seems a little rigged.
Yeah, what the heck is this, man?
Whoa.
Oh, let's go.
I'm guessing number 2.
If Art gets number 2, that's gonna be quite crazy too. It's a 50-50
Let's see.
shot now.
I have
Is it number 2?
Oh, actually, I have number 1.
Break the trend.
Yeah.
All right, so number 1 is Art, and then myself. Number 3 is
Me.
Right?
and Boris is 4.
So,
And
basically us and then the guys.
so basically, second round, Boris will start off the second round.
I get that
That's
double
it,
header.
double.
That
Okay,
back to
4 is
back.
not so bad.
Oh, and then it goes 1,
Yes.
2, 3, and
Since
then I'm
this is a
last.
serpentine,
Oh,
yes.
okay. And we're choosing how many people?
We're choosing a group of 3 plus
Group of 3.
us.
Okay.
Remember that.
Okay.
So we're
We're
part
the-
of
So
we're the
we're
lead.
party. Yeah, we're the lead. Okay, we're the lead of the party.
So Art, let's start this 2024 Thanksgiving Day draft.
right.
Art's first pick.
My first pick is going to be Chewbacca.
All right.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got to throw in the
Wasn't
noise,
that-
though. We need to hear the noise.
That's right,
All right,
Chewie.
you earned it. You earned it.
Art picks an enforcer. Why do you choose Chewbacca, Art?
I was not expecting that.
Yeah, I
honestly.
was not expecting that.
Well, he's a good co-pilot. You know, he's Han Solo's co-pilot. And if I'm the captain, I want that guy by my side.
Okay.
You
I
know?
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I respect
Shoot.
it.
Yeah.
That wasn't going to be my first. That wasn't going to be my first pick, but thank you, Art.
Yeah.
Because my first pick is actually Maui from
Ah,
Moana.
that was my. I was thinking.
Damn
the
it.
same
Yeah, I was
thing.
gonna.
You know why Maui? So Maui,
He's got magic powers, man.
I'm looking for an enforcer.
Okay.
He has magic power, so I have that sorcery side, and then also he can turn into whatever he wants.
Yeah, that's what Maui is.
A large,
pretty
he,
nice.
He can go deep sea, and then he can also be in the air. So he's my number 2.
All right.
Damn. Okay. Well, first off, fuck you.
I was going the same way. I would have been. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. And this is like exploring and all that, right? All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
Thanksgiving exploring.
All right. I'm gonna go. Shoot. I guess I'm gonna go Rocket.
Rocket? Okay.
All right.
Yeah, he's got the smart ass wisecracks. You know, keeps it lively, keeps the party lively and all that. And he's very handy with whatever you kind of give him.
Yeah.
True.
Got that MacGyver side, and if we have no limits, like he's got a big ass spaceship.
Yeah.
So
He
and
has
all
his-
of his stuff.
He has a spaceship. He has weapons. He can tinker.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
good. That's a
Yeah.
solid number 3.
He could,
pick.
yeah, he could. What was it? He could build me a suit if I need it. You
Wow,
know,
you Iron Man. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Boris with a number 4 pick.
All right, this is tough. I
Yeah.
would have definitely gone Maui.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
I'm thinking I need some protection though.
Okay.
I think that's important.
Yeah.
I do.
Sure.
I'm gonna go with John Wick.
Ooh,
Yeah.
That dude is not dying.
Yep.
He's gonna stick around. He's gonna look good doing it. So
Yeah.
I feel like John Wick is gonna be my enforcer.
Yep.
Love that.
Don't
Yeah.
mess with his dog. So
Right. Yeah. Is the dog going to be there too?
in spirit.
Spoilers.
Damn. So we're gonna have an angry John Wick. He's ready to go.
All right, we're starting our second round. Boris starts with his number 5th pick.
All right, now I'm going for vibes.
Vibes. Ooh,
I'm going
right
for
away.
fun and also functionality.
Okay.
Right.
I'm going Marty McFly.
Okay. All right. Okay.
He's a fun guy.
Okay.
He's got some
Okay.
great hoverboard. It's
Okay.
coming with
Mm-hmm.
a fashion sense that clashes with John Wick.
Yeah.
So we got a little bit of difference there.
Okay.
And he's just a cool dude. I don't need much more help. And honestly,
You want to trade your?
no, but honestly, like if I pick somebody like I don't know, like a Nicolas Cage, National Treasure, he's just walking around doing too much
Yeah.
exploring. I don't need to explore that much. I'm happy where I'm at.
Sure.
I don't need to be walking around in tunnels. You know?
Brian's like, yes.
So yeah, Marty McFly, John Wick, we're to the moon.
There you go.
That's solid. That is solid.
All right. Looping back to
Moving back
Art.
to Brian. No.
Oh.
Aren't you?
Reverse.
Oh, you go reverse.
Yeah.
I thought it was 1, 2, 3, 4, then 4, 1, 2, 3, then.
No, 4,
No,
3, 2, 1.
Oh,
and
it
then
just goes
one.
backwards.
Yeah, so second round,
Oh,
5th
shoot.
overall.
Shoot.
I wasn't ready for that one.
I wasn't ready. Yeah. Was not ready.
Y'all don't pay attention to the rules.
Yeah, well, it's snaky. I don't know what I don't know. The snake? Yeah. I'm going to go for practicality. I'm just going to go with Ron Swanson from Parks and Rec. Just because he's a very handy man, and he's a very simple man as well. So he won't demand much by weight terms of food. You can give him like a fish or whatever. No, I think he wants some meat. So like a boar. You'd probably find a boar or something and like grill that up.
Yeah.
Like easy, right? Plus he's a man of few words, and Rocket's already a very wordy guy.
Yes.
So it kind of balances out.
That's an interesting team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was good.
Outdoorsy team.
Yeah.
Okay. So that goes to me. That is, I don't even know where we're at. Am I 6? 6 overall?
Yeah, 6.
six
Yeah.
overall.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I was like,
I was thinking about that. I was like, 1, 2, 3, 4.
So I'm going to go with vibes.
Okay.
Just like Boris, right? I already have Maui. Vibes and practicality too. I'm going to go with Rufio.
Okay.
Rufio is going to have his golden sword.
Yeah.
He's going to play the flute whenever he wants to, pick up the team, and he's going to fly in the air, and he's going to cock-a-doodle. So I pick Rufio. And I can't let down the Filipino folks.
All right.
So Rufio and Maui.
That's fair.
Number 7 overall. His Art pick. So Art goes back to back with the 7th pick, and then the 8th to start the 3rd round.
Third and final
this
round,
draft.
huh?
Yes.
Right.
All right. So I think for my second pick,
After Chewbacca.
After Chewbacca.
Is he going Han Solo? Is he going Chalk? Or is he gonna mix it up?
I think it's gonna be Lara Croft.
Damn it.
That's a good pick.
You
That's
know?
a good pick.
Yeah.
That's a
I
good
think
pick.
That was gonna be my next
she's
one.
got that explorer knowledge.
Yeah.
But she's tough. I think she's ready
Yeah.
to take on this new world.
Take on
Art's
Yeah.
already drooling.
See, I'm a married man. I couldn't go Lara Croft in the first round. It just wouldn't do well.
No.
You
Yeah,
know?
that's why I chose Chewbacca first. All right.
So that leaves you with the 8th pick.
Yeah.
Your last pick.
Oh, because you get to go. Okay.
Dang, this last one's. You know what?
Uh-huh.
Maybe Charlie Brown and Snoopy. 'Cause it would be nice to have a dog there. I was gonna say it'd be nice to have an animal.
Like animal mascot.
Snoopy's pretty mischievous. He can be kind of a, jerk sometimes.
That's true. That's true.
But he's fun.
Yeah.
Charlie's just depressing, though.
Actually,
Let's just criticize his pick.
Yeah, I know.
You know what? Yeah, that was really no reason for me to pick that. I was like, dude, I really want a kid there.
You're the big.
Because I was like,
Can't go
maybe
back.
Garfield, but I don't like cats. Really are not my.
Nah, I'd
Okay.
stick with Snoopy. Snoopy and Charlie. That's
I was
fine.
like, can I just not bring Charlie Brown? Just bring Snoopy.
Are you just gonna take the football away from Charlie Brown?
Ooh.
Like when you all play, after the dinner?
At least you get a football.
Yeah.
See?
Oh,
There you go.
oh.
And all of a sudden, you have more fun.
After meal activities, Yeah.
Nice.
So that concludes your pick.
Yeah.
So recap, Art. Who do
All
you
right. So I have Chewbacca, Lara Croft. Oh dang! I didn't see Buzz Lightyear right there.
We even read it in the beginning. Come on,
Come
man.
on, you saw this.
Yeah, and then Charlie Brown. Well, and Snoopy is my 3rd pick.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think this is the 9th pick overall.
Sure.
3rd round.
Yeah.
My last pick is Bishop from X-Men. I need a marksman. I need a gunner just in case.
Right.
So I have Bishop.
Yeah.
I have Maui. And then I also have Rufio for the vibes.
That's a fun table.
Yeah, that's a solid team.
I guess I'm gonna go with Captain Jack Sparrow.
Okay.
Yeah. It is an island, so there's a high likely chance he has a stash of alcohol somewhere, so he's bringing the drinks.
Yeah. That's the first pick.
Yeah.
That should have been your first pick, Brian. No.
Oh man, no, I gotta secure the rocket because he's got the ship. He's got like the means of travel.
Okay.
And all the tech and everything like that. That's the first thing.
Okay.
And then the second one was like Ron was for practicality. Jack Sparrow is kind of like for the vibes because he's kind of like
Yeah, I
whatever,
get that.
and he bring the drinks
Yep.
and all that too. So he's got a pretty he's exploring too. He's a pirate, like he can navigate.
Okay.
So got that. So we got like a nice bro party going on.
Nice.
All right, this is tough.
Last pick.
Yeah.
I know. I'm looking through it.
All right, yeah.
There's some
Slim
good
Pickens,
ones.
yeah.
Thanksgiving Day
I
draft.
think I need some more functionality because I don't think Marty McFly's gonna give me that much. John Wick is,
He's gonna be stuck in the past.
Yeah. He's gonna be all over the place.
Yeah.
So I need another functional player on my team. I'm going Han Solo.
Ooh,
Okay.
I'm going Han
that's
Solo.
interesting.
He's got a personality. He is fun. He's exploratory.
He's got
He
the
can
Millennium
shoot.
Falcon.
Him and John Wick can, that's a squad right there.
Yeah.
So I'll take Han Solo.
That's cool.
So recap your team.
So I got Han Solo, John Wick, and Marty McFly.
Yes. Yeah.
All in the Millennium Falcon.
That's right.
Go.
You put all that with the Back to the Future tech,
Ooh.
Yeah.
then you're flying.
Yeah.
I'm satisfied with my pick. How about you guys?
Yeah. Pretty good.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I love it.
Mine was good. Yeah.
That's a hell of a Thanksgiving Day special.
Now are we getting the actors and actresses out here? We do the whole thing.
Next portion, let's answer some Q&As from the community. So our questions come from our Instagram stories, and you guys provided there in the community. So this goes to Boris. First one comes from Geoff. I am Geoff. What are your thoughts on Baker Mayfield as QB for the foreseeable future?
Oh, so we're getting into the Tampa Bay Buccaneer questions specifically.
He knows, man.
That.
He
I
knows.
love
He
that.
knows.
Thank you, Geoff, my old friend. I feel like, honestly, Baker Mayfield right now is playing really well, even with Chris Godwin and Mike Evans getting hurt. He's still balling out. He's fun. He's charismatic. He's a little bit of a gunslinger. So that can be a little tough sometimes with interceptions. But overall, I think right now they're losing, but he is not the problem. There's other issues with the team, like defense. I think he's good, and I think he's probably a top 15 quarterback.
Oh, wow.
10 to 15, which is good enough to win if you have other pieces. Yeah. So they need to build the rest of the team around it, but I do think that he is good for Tampa Bay.
So what does the Tampa Bay Buccaneers need? If you could draft 3 positions next year's draft.
Well, first, we just need healthy receivers. Both of our guys are out, so that was huge. I do think you can always use some offensive line help, so maybe a tackle or a guard. Actually, more guard. And then corners. That back end is soft right now, so I think you definitely need that.
These next few questions are from John Paredes.
Yeah.
So before we start off, John Paredes is who to you?
My grand
big.
Nice.
Okay, from the fraternity.
Yeah. So,
all right. So John Paredes asks, who was your favorite active?
Okay, we're cutting deep here. Wow, this is a tough one.
Besides me.
Yeah, we'll take.
assuming this is the active from when you were active,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Whatever years you're active.
Yeah.
All right, I'll go big bro Jerome.
Okay.
You know, that
yeah.
was my dude. We've gone through a lot together, and overall, he's my guy.
You still stay in contact with him?
Here and there.
Yeah.
I probably should be better about that, honestly.
Yeah.
So sorry. But
If you're listening to this, you know.
yeah. But he came to my wedding. We're definitely still
nice.
close.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
He's in the Bay Area too?
He's in the Bay Area. Our wives are
Oh.
friends, and the whole thing. So,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Brian.
All right. Next one from John Paredes as well. What's your favorite social mixer theme?
It's been
I didn't even know they were themed.
while.
ABC? Was that one of your themes?
Oh my god. Is that what I think it is?
What do you think it is, Brian?
Anything but clothing?
Yep.
I don't think I went to that one.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I was like, already been chewed.
It's been a while. Honestly, it would be hard for me to even think of a social mixer theme from our time.
To give you some more time to think, I can explain what ABC is.
Okay. Go ahead, Brian.
So anything but clothing, because I went to a theme party that was that, and it's basically like you can wear anything, but it can't be clothes.
Yeah.
So you can wear stuff to make it look like clothes. You can wear like a trash bag on you, and that counts, you know.
Yeah.
But you can't wear any clothes. Like I remember one of my friends, Aubrey. She made like basically, she basically made a tape. Like a tape tube top dress, so she took like some duct tape and just wrapped it around her the entire like thing.
I was gonna say that duct tape.
And it looked like a duct tape thing or whatever like that. And then I just did like a toga kind of thing. Like I did a
that's usually the common.
yeah,
toga.
like a bed thing. And then one of my other friends, he came dressed up as an adult baby. He wore
Oh my gosh.
he basically wore adult diapers, and his reasoning was like, if I'm gonna wear diapers, I might as well just commit to the baby theme. So he brought one of those, like the toddler toys where you push and like it like pops like he brought one of those, and he had one of the he had a bib, he had like the pacifier, and then like like the old school like baby like frill thing that goes around his head. He just committed to the whole baby bit.
Do you talk like a baby too?
After a couple drinks, yes.
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
Yeah. But there was a lot like that was very creative. Like everyone got really creative and like making their own things. Some people like I said, like with the duct tape, like they would make actual clothes but out of other things. I think there was another person who had like a suit, like they had a trash bag suit, Like it looked like a suit, but it was a trash bag. I was like,
That's
what the
pretty
heck?
common,
Yeah. But that's anything but clothing. It's a very neat theme. If you do a theme party, I highly recommend it because it's really fun. Yeah.
And that was Brian's start to photography.
That's right. You saw that and was inspired.
I mean, like that was at the time, like during college and stuff, where like I brought my camera everywhere. So like, yes, I have pictures from that party.
Pictures.
Yeah.
Can we share some of them?
I don't know about that. I don't know.
That you can filter through. That's acceptable.
I could probably.
We can blur out the faces.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can always blur it out.
Do you think it's okay if I like pixelate the faces and stuff?
Yeah, do that.
Okay, I'll do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the faces.
Just the faces. Whoa.
Whoa, man. This podcast take a turn.
Yeah.
Man, real quick.
For you audio listeners, then you'll have to look at the YouTube to see what it looks like.
More following on the YouTube. Subscribe to the channel if you're listening to this.
So, I don't know if there's any themes that stood out
I can't
to you.
think of a
no?
theme specific, but just the Halloween parties in general. There's some really
Halloween's
good
was a good
Halloween
one.
parties.
Yeah.
Definitely, I feel like brought the best out of people. I never went to one of those ABC parties, but that sounds fun. Like it sounds like a blast. You get that creative side going, which I think is always the more creative the costume or outfit, the better.
Yeah.
Do you remember any of your past costumes? Like at these Halloween parties?
I had like the Ninja Turtles kind
Ninja
of thing
Turtles?
going on. Yeah, with the shirt and the beanie and the head. Yeah. So that was a fun one.
You have pictures of that?
I don't think so. I'll try to find them.
Audio listeners that
Recently-
could not see his face, his eyes just went wide.
Recently, we went to a 2-year-old's birthday party, Halloween party. I was Oscar the Grouch.
Whoa.
Oh, hey.
Like full on
That's a
suit?
It was like a jumpsuit thing with the trash can on top.
That's cool.
And we were shotgunning beers, and Oscar the Grouch had a 2-year-old's birthday, so it was pretty sick.
Was everyone throwing away the trash in your trash can?
No, they were all recycling.
Okay.
You know, it's 2024. You know?
Can you imagine Oscar the Grouch in a recycling trash can? All right. Favorite in family line whose name starts with the letter J.
Well, I just said Jerome, but but also John Paredes. You know, I know he's fishing there, and I'll give it to him.
Yeah.
Paredes has always been great. He's always been a fun guy and always been somebody I look up to. So really good family member.
So when you got into the fraternity, was he still active? Was he around?
No, but he come out to events and he came to say what's up. And I know that now he lives in the Bay, so there's that connection there. So
That's cool.
he wasn't around. His sister was around.
Yeah,
Kate Paredes,
yeah.
but no, he wasn't active at the time.
All right. So looking back, what's one thing you wish you could have changed in ASI Row?
I don't know. I mean, we had a lot of good times. I have to say we have a lot of good times. If I could push for one thing, is a house like on campus would have been sick.
Yeah.
We didn't have that. We had a lot of cool houses.
Yeah.
But if we had one that was you didn't have to drive to, that would have been amazing.
Like on frat row kind of thing?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that. Or even just
Like close by.
walking distance. Usually you had to
yeah.
drive or you had to get a
Yeah.
ride to something.
Yeah.
But other than that, I loved every minute of it. We had really good times through the years, and it's good to connect with someone I haven't connected with in a long time. So it's been fun too.
yeah. It's been a while, man.
Well, I mean, shout out to West Falls. We had one off campus, but it was like where the parking lot was, right?
Oh, that's true.
So a lot of times we would spend like after class, we just go straight to West Falls. So some of our members would just walk straight into the backyard from the parking lot into the backyard and just open the gate
There you
and then
go.
get into one of our houses.
Like stairs all the way up there.
Yeah, you went there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
John took me there a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of the parties too, we had to start putting up like this tarp on the gate because I think the police from SDSU would come over and shine their flashlights,
Oh.
and then people would kind of
Would
just
know.
drop to the ground.
Yeah, we had a couple of
backyard.
those moments too. Yeah, absolutely. Wouldn't change those. Those were fun.
Last question here from Mr. John Paredes is how was your experience being one of the few white males in an Asian fraternity?
Wait, you're white?
Yeah,
Wow.
I didn't know either. Yeah. Somebody at a wedding recently, I swear they called me what did they say? A reverse coconut?
Reverse coconut? Oh, okay. I didn't think about that.
I had never heard that in my entire life.
I've heard coconut, but not reverse coconut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a
Yeah, it
reverse
was-
mermaid.
No.
Don't get us started.
I don't know what that is. Let's break that one down. I've never heard that one either.
Reverse mermaid.
It's a fish on top,
fish
woman
on top,
bottom.
woman on the bottom.
Why?
He asked.
Why would that be an option?
That's
just
creativity.
It's just a
talking
thing,
about
man.
creativity earlier. I love the reverse mermaid.
Yeah.
Best
Well, I
of
mean,
both
if you think
worlds.
if one thing's one way, it can be the other way too.
It's more functional on land.
Right. Yeah.
You know, so that's actually not that bad of a.
Right.
There you go.
But as a preference,
Hey man, don't kink shame.
That's
Some
pretty
people
strange.
might be in that. They might be listening to this podcast.
Yeah,
That
I don't
is
know where I
pretty
heard
strange.
that,
You
but
gotta-
I was like, oh, whoa.
Yeah.
I don't
yeah. So shout out to our mermaid fans.
A reverse
support us.
mermaid fan.
Yeah, reverse mermaid. That's awesome.
But going back to the question.
Yeah, no, it was good. I mean, that was part of my concern going in was I didn't know if I wanted to do it because of that, but I don't regret it at all. I had a blast, and honestly, I have more friends that are Filipino than white in my entire life outside of even ASI Road, just in general. So I feel like I related more. I'm not really in like the surfer white guy or the whatever it is.
Yeah,
like it was,
right.
I felt it was a less of a cultural shock for me to be in ASI Road than to be in any other fraternity at SDSU.
Yeah.
So
I think also your class, you guys shifted the culture of the fraternity in a great way.
yeah,
Because who did you have on your class?
Andre, Bakari, Jeff.
Dominic.
Oh yeah,
was Italian,
Dom.
right?
Yeah, yep.
And that was the first time we were like, dude, I remember having this conversation. I forget who it was with, but I was like, this is really going to change what the fraternity is going to look like.
Yeah,
Because it's more accepting. It's not just, it's Asian Pacific Islander interest, but
Yep.
that doesn't mean it has to be,
Purely.
purely.
no,
The
yeah, it was
fraternity.
we were probably the most diverse class at that time.
Yeah.
Maybe still, I'm not sure, but we definitely brought a lot of. Maybe I don't know, but
Well, no, I can say just because I pretty much do their formals like every other year, pretty much. Yeah.
yeah,
And it's like it's definitely set a tone ever since I did like I guess your one because I think I did your one. I
yeah,
can't
you
remember.
definitely did.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep, you definitely did.
Yeah. Ever since then, there's always been at least like a couple, like a handful, at least one, that wasn't strictly like Filipino or Asian or anything like that. Yeah. So like it's still a tradition that still reverberates to this day, even after all that time.
That's great.
Yeah.
It goes back to just one of our pillars, the brotherhood aspect.
Absolutely.
That's why I keep, I stay around. I'm not active anymore, but it's just good catching up with you as well too.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
And I was,
yeah.
I was like, how long you been in the fraternity? I was like, damn, it's like time has just rocket,
Yeah.
It's crazy when you look back, just at college in general.
Yeah.
Like it has been a long time. 2010.
yeah.
I mean,
And you have gray hairs now.
I'm trying to look like you.
Yeah, and some of those and some of those listen to this podcast actually. So because like a lot of them when I go to the formals, they'll ask me, it's like, hey, how's it going on the podcast? It's like I've listened to you guys. It's like, what? So they'll definitely hear this.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Every
Hey,
time he
what's
goes,
up?
yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Long time no see.
This is your great grandkids, you know?
Hey, 152. Look it up.
Yeah. Which family line? Which family?
Yeah. What is your family line?
One class
No. What's your
or
family line?
one.
What's your
One
family?
fam?
I mean,
One fam. Yeah.
Jesus. See,
One fam is
It's been a
huge.
while.
Yeah, one fam is
fam.
huge. Yeah, they're still pretty
We
big.
got the red sweatshirts and the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember your nickname in the fraternity?
Yeah.
What is your nickname?
Boris, the Great White Hope.
Is there any meaning to the nickname? Like
I always
so you're
wonder
big
about
brother?
Not much.
No, not much.
Hey,
It just went along with the movie, though. The Great White
oh,
Hope.
there is the Great White Hope
Yeah.
movie.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
so
didn't know
that
it was a
is
movie,
into it. Yeah, and it just works perfectly because my last name is actually Hope.
Yeah.
I didn't make
Yeah.
it up,
Yeah.
so it just it fits perfectly.
Well, and also, were you a fan of San Jose Sharks?
I do like. I mean, I don't pay attention to hockey that much
Okay.
out of any sport, but if I were to pick a team, it would be the Sharks.
Okay, and they're also from the Bay.
They're also from the
Yeah.
Bay, San
Maybe
Jose.
that correlates.
It works on many
I'm
levels.
just trying to help you out.
Great white shark, tall white guy. It all makes sense, man. You know,
Makes
Oh, yeah.
sense now.
Yeah.
it makes a lot of sense.
All right.
Yeah.
Last question is from Home Loan Sunny. This is from Sunny Chris Alcazar.
Our previous guest.
Yeah.
There we go. What's up, son?
Yeah.
How was it being a good one's model?
That was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun in
Yeah.
downtown San Diego near the convention center. I remember that. I still had that shirt for a long time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It lasted quite a long
Yeah.
It
time.
lasted a
Yeah.
long
Yeah.
time with the
Yeah.
juggernaut and the whole.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I had a blast.
It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. I think it was me, Mikey O'Brien,
Jerome was there.
Jerome was there.
Jerome,
I could pull up the pictures.
We have a
Jasmine.
lot of pictures.
We had a lot of a
Yeah.
lot of people.
Jenna Lynn.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was
yeah.
a fun shoot. We got an awesome t-shirt and
Yeah.
it was good.
Yeah.
good ones.
It was good ones. That was one of my good memories. Yeah. That was a good one.
All right. Next portion of the podcast, guest plug. Where can our community members find you? Social media handles, website?
Yeah. Adidas.com.
Yes, he owns Adidas.
Yeah, do it all.
Our staff.
Do it all.
Meet
No.
our staff.
Yeah. Because that child will be there.
Right here.
Yeah.
I would say youtube.com/Boris Hope. Eventually, I want to start posting again.
Yeah.
More sports content, trying to make it artsy. That's the goal.
Yeah, watch his content on there already. It's pretty good.
Yeah, no, I
I'm waiting
appreciate
for
that.
it.
I
Yeah.
appreciate that. A
me
lot
know.
of pressure now. So I can feel it already.
No, you do good stuff, man. I don't think I'd be worried
Appreciate that. And then 92_TIL, 92 till is my Instagram handle.
Nice.
Based off 93 till.
about it.
Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Song, but I was born in 92.
Yeah,
So that's
so-
where you
Makes
get the
sense.
92 till.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's it. And then NICU Knock Babe, my wife's page.
We'll put that up there.
Yep.
go.
She
It's
does a lot of great
NICU, and then what's knock? Is it
NOC because she was a
Oh.
like a night nurse.
Yeah.
So like nocturnal.
Nocturnal. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll put our handle here.
There's no underscores or spaces or anything like
No. I
So-
think about it.
that.
I'll ask you later when I start
Yeah.
editing all that.
Yeah.
stuff.
NICU knock babe.
But yeah, check it out.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay.
Oh, let me ask you. Now that we're talking about your wife, what was her reaction when you told her you're going to be on a podcast?
She was surprised.
Yeah.
She's like, why do people want to talk to you? You know?
Dang, calling you out.
Yeah. We have that kind of relationship.
Yeah.
So it's all, it's all good.
But she meant that in a loving way. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't really know. I didn't ask.
I'm trying to help you out, man. I'm trying to help you out.
No, she was excited though. She thinks it's really cool, and she's definitely going to check this out.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
She'll be watching for
Yeah.
sure. Make sure I didn't mess up any details. So we're all good.
Let's hope you got it right, man.
Yeah.
Like, especially with like the meeting and all that. You know?
Yeah.
All right. Shout outs. Any shout outs, recognition?
Well, first off, shout out to you guys. Legitimately, a lot of work goes into this. I know it's a lot of effort, especially because we were kind of talking about it. It's like probably not making any money, or if you are, it's like a small bit, and you got to work your
Yeah.
butts off to get to a point where you are. So you guys had 31 episodes. That's awesome. Keep it going.
Yeah.
And I'm enjoying it, honestly, as a fan of the show as well as being on it. So it's a blast, and I think you guys deserve it. So
Yeah.
keep it coming.
Yeah. Well, thank you for driving down here from Carlsbad. I
Yeah.
thought you were literally down the street.
I
didn't know
was
you
in Mira
moved.
Mesa before, but I moved to
Yeah.
Carlsbad,
Wow.
the Badlands. So, you know, hey, what's up? You know,
He's a crook.
hey.
Hey, so second phase, they're actually opening up some houses here if you're looking for housing.
Yeah, you know,
You wanna move
Adidas
back to
doesn't pay
Mira
that
Mesa?
much. I'm just playing.
Nah, he likes where he's at, though.
No, I like, but I do like Mira Mesa too. I lived here probably a total of like 2.5 years
Oh, yeah.
on and off.
Yeah.
Mira Mesa is a great place.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Okay.
But he's, his job is up there in Carlsbad. So.
Yeah, the commute, not so much.
Yeah,
So
commute
I like-
would be bad from here to Carlsbad.
It is tough,
Yeah.
like 45 to an hour each way. So
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Versus what you're doing now.
10 minutes.
Yep.
10 minutes.
See, you can't beat that, Jason. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right. Well, upcoming projects and or events.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's just trying to get the YouTube back on track, trying to do something fun there. Been listening, watching a lot of YouTube and getting inspiration. So I feel like probably here too, like you're your biggest critic in a sense.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I keep having that trouble of trying to get that. So once that comes out, check it out because I put a lot of time and effort into it. And then just Adidas Golf. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Keep showing the new product.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm actually excited. Like I said, I think you're like top 5 that I actually watch.
Well, I appreciate.
I watch our podcast a lot.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Because I gotta
Does that have, like
it's
the
a-
114 views we got?
it's just for
He's
me.
on-
I don't think it counts that way, does it?
I don't think it does.
No,
I don't
I
think
would-
it's a unique IP.
Because then there'd be a million.
well, then he watches on his phone,
Yeah.
then his
Yeah,
laptop,
that's
then his
all,
iPad.
My
and
wife's laptop.
Artificially inflate the views.
Yeah.
I would love to know. Actually, I have a question for you guys.
Yeah.
Who is your inspiration for the show, or just what do you like watching?
You guys can go first because I've talked about this. You guys can go
I'm
first.
curious because it is an awesome experience and it's cool to see it.
I mean, for this show in general, I don't know, just Jason, because he's been the mastermind, the one that pulls us all together here. I always feel like that I'm kind of, again, I'm just a person on a crew, kind of helping drive the ship and all that, but the one that's calling the shots and everything is Jason over here. You know, I'm just glad to be a part of the. He's like, that's right.
Bring it in, Brian.
How much did he pay you to say that?
I was like, wait a minute, you got paid?
I've been doing it for free. 31 episodes, man. How you gonna do me like that?
No, but for,
So we're gonna go to a break right now.
No, but like because especially for this, I wouldn't be doing anything like this if it wasn't, for Jason for bringing up the idea and so like, hey, you want to be part of this, I mean, granted, yes, like I help, with my equipment and all that, and we do everything together. But he's the one that's kind of like, he sets the dates on the calendar when we have to meet, and then he's all bringing all the guests as well too. He's bringing everything together, and it's like one of those things where it's like I can't not help him. Like it feels like a move just to like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, that's great. No, it's a good thing you guys got going.
Just get us Valkyrie, and then we'll we'll call it even.
Just because I was a Twitch god.
How about you, Art?
No, I was gonna say the same thing because I don't think I even am really a podcast listener too much in general.
I mean, I listen to a bunch of.
Well, now you are.
podcasts, yeah.
You say you listen to like paintball podcasts.
Well,
now.
yeah, paintball podcast, but yeah, it really is like all of this guy right here because I mean, it started an idea like in a car.
Yeah,
we were just
nice,
casually.
Yeah, we'd be
talking.
doing the same thing like this, but just in a car.
That's sick.
Yeah.
It was a pandemic project. Remember?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
A PP. Yeah.
We were doing that, and
Yeah,
then,
sure.
and he's like, "We should do a podcast," and I was like, "Hey, if we do, sure, I'm down."
And then he did it. He did it.
Yeah, look at that.
And the thing too was like I didn't want to start because I had so much like insecurities. I was like, but the room's not ready. I need every single thing. And then people just kept saying, just start. Like I was already having these type of conversations. So like outside of this is what it looks like at work when I'm meeting with my teams, when I'm meeting with participants. And then I remember the moment, it was like that light bulb moment was when me, Brian, and Art. And this was like I know Art was going through some stuff during that time too. And we were in the middle of the desert and we were just like being vulnerable, talking about life. We're just cracking jokes. We're just being us. And I was like, dude, this is entertaining. And one of the questions was like, because I get this too, and I forget who asked, but they're like, do you have to put on a show every time you feel like you're on this episode? Like, I don't, because I forget sometimes the cameras are here.
Yeah.
We're just talking.
I've known Boris for 14 plus years, and this is. Have I changed?
No, you're the same dude.
Maybe getting older.
A little salt and pepper on the hair.
No, it's all the same, which is awesome. That's huge.
Yeah.
Being able to be yourself on camera. It's a whole different vibe. So that's great.
So this is why, like, for the most part, I don't do a lot of editing. If we mess up in the beginning, I leave it in now because a lot of people appreciate that.
Yeah. We're real.
They want to see the warts of the whole process and see how it all comes to life. Absolutely.
Well, unlike warts, it's still kind of beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I should use a different word. That's on me. That's on me. Hey,
Hey, no, not to knock you on that, but
But I think one podcast that I do really watch just for being authentic is Tiger Belly.
Tiger Belly's good. Tiger Belly's good.
Yeah.
Bobby Lee's wild. Sometimes his crew have to be like, they have to step in like, hey, he can't be saying that.
Yeah.
So like I do appreciate just the authenticity because I don't like the ones that are just like so scripted where it's just like an interview style. I want to feel like I'm hanging out, and that's what I like doing, watching Tiger Belly, because I feel like I'm in that room.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, that's why, podcasts in general have become way more popular just as a whole, especially long form.
Yeah.
For me, I usually listen to like the NFL ones,
Yeah.
like that kind of stuff. And then some of the creator ones I really like as well.
oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
What's the one called with Cameron and Mace? Do you watch that one too?
I haven't seen that
Little
one,
sports?
but that sounds fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never seen that one.
I think it is what it is. So if you ever have time, look it up. And they're also genuine too. Sometimes too genuine,
Yeah.
They had a stripper one time on their show. So like,
you get entertainment, you get the whole, there's a lot going on. Yeah. Those podcasts are great. I've been listening to podcasts for a long time, so it's always
okay.
good to have.
I mean, if I had to say, like, because I do listen to podcasts on regular, there's like a whole. I mean, we have a whole bunch out there to kind of listen to, and sometimes like when you're working, you just need something there to kind of listen to, right? Yeah. I like Tim Chunkdorasu's one, like the dudes behind
No
the
Chaser?
foods. Yeah,
Oh,
No
okay.
Chaser 2. No Chaser 2 is really good. Like he has a lot of interesting guests that go on there too. Dudes behind the foods, like they just get really unhinged on dudes behind the foods. Like they're just it's just the two of them, and they're just like they either have stories or they just go off the rails.
Yeah.
Another one I listen to is Trash Stace. They talk a lot about like nerdy
Trash
stuff.
Tuesdays?
Trash Taste.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Trash Taste. Yeah, Trash Taste. Like, so they talk about some nerdy stuff sometimes, like the anime and games and stuff. But then they're also called Trash Taste because they have like the wildest like food takes I've ever heard. Yeah.
Do you have any of them? What are some of those wild takes? I'm curious.
One person does not like bread.
What?
Like food takes.
Poor people.
Takes.
No bread.
No.
Is that what we're talking about?
No.
Okay.
No. It's like they just don't like bread. Yeah. Or like just don't like oranges whatsoever. Oranges? You know, like I'm just talking about their food takes and stuff like that because that's the things that get called out the most. But like, it's just one of those things. They're like you just go like, really, like how the like you know, and they just sound like something interesting because they come though. There are 3 guys and they come from different walks. They all live in Japan though, so yeah.
Okay.
They all decided to like kind of like live together and like they do some other long content as well.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Last call. Thank you. Shout out to anything you want to plug. Upcoming events, potting calendars from friends and family.
Oh, I mean, overall had a blast. I don't have too much on my. I don't know. I don't know.
Anything upcoming from Adidas?
From Adidas.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, Adidas. You're going. So you have a trip coming up, right?
I have a trip. Yes. So I've been at Adidas on and off for like 8 years. But I am going to the Portland office, which is kind of the hub in North America next week for the first time in my life. So
that's big.
Which is really cool. We're going to see people. So I work in golf specifically. We're going to meet people that work in soccer. That's the big one. That people that do what
soccer,
we do.
Yeah.
But for soccer in Portland and maybe some other sports.
Okay.
They got cafeteria and like I'll take a photo with the big superstar shoe statue. So I'm excited to go kind of be in the culture of Adidas outside of golf, which is cool.
That's happening this week?
Next week.
Oh, next week.
Yeah.
By the time this video is done editing, you can probably send some photos if you want to share.
Yeah. I'll send over some photos of the
trip.
For sure.
Yeah.
He'll be saying all this stuff, and it's just like him at the
It's
airport.
just him. With Adidas shirt on.
I'm at Portland. They wouldn't let me take pictures of the thing.
This is me eating a ham sandwich.
Yeah. Me and Anthony Edwards, we'll go get lunch, and we'll take a couple photos.
Okay.
I'm just playing.
If only, man.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
How about you guys?
I just want to give a shout out to my cousins, actually from the Bay Area. They're actually here this weekend. I've been spending some time with them. So
707, say it backwards.
Know the code? Know the code?
East Bay.
East Bay.
Yeah, so...
Ooh, I'm just kidding.
I went to high school in East Bay.
All right.
So, what's up? Could you get...
See, I knew you were going to do this.
He almost fucked it up.
It's your family. You don't know their name.
No,
Oof.
No, it's just because we were talking about a lot about it earlier, how to pronounce it, and like how's it actually pronounced? Sorry,
it's Gizmo.
Yeah.
So I didn't have Gizmo. The MO wasn't there.
Yeah.
And so I was like, yeah, can you put Giz? And then he's like, Jizz.
Like a soft
How
G.
mature.
Like a soft G.
Because I knew he would read it wrong.
So like, can you just put the full thing then?
Yeah,
But I still mess it up.
Yeah, like he just did.
Be Gizmo. And at the Gen, it was great spending time with you guys, and hope we can connect again in the future. Maybe we'll come up or make it more of a routine. But yeah, hopefully you guys watch the podcast. I'll let you guys know that you got a shout out. So
So now you gotta watch.
Now you gotta watch it.
Timestamp it.
Yeah.
You gotta watch it for this. Yeah. No timestamp. They gotta find out when it is. So they gotta watch the whole thing.
Right?
For me, I just want to like, especially since Boris brought it up, like shout outs to Kim and Preso because I just did his family shoot. We didn't do the one last year.
Family?
Like his when I say family, like it's like 10 families.
Oh, his
Oh,
like
dang.
siblings.
He is not siblings, but just like family, like cousins and all that.
Yeah.
So it's like a big family. I've been doing that since like 2019, I think, except for last year.
Wow.
They did I don't know if I should say it here, but like they did surprise me this year with a surprise. But yeah,
Okay.
um,
They're having a baby. Just say that, Brian, damn it.
no,
gonna be another-
they had a baby.
Okay.
Price goes up.
yeah.
Yeah, they've been like they told me like they've been really low key about it because they like surprising people with it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if anyone else knows Kim out there, but he got a son.
So surprise.
Hey,
Yeah,
congrats.
surprise.
Congrats.
2
Yeah.
weeks from now, surprise.
Yeah, it's just funny because like I didn't do their family last year, and then I came this year, and like I said, "What's up?" Whatever, and I was like, "Whose baby is this?" And they're like, "Oh, it's ours."
Just like, hey, who invited this guy?
Same glasses and everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same
well, no,
height.
because I thought it was like one of like the other cousins or something like that. It's like, oh, is this like your like one of your aunts or something like that? I was like, no, that's ours. I was like, oh.
Wow, I didn't know that, so it was a surprise for me too.
Yeah. So sorry to I don't know if Kim listens to this, but it was sorry to break the surprise because I know you like surprising people with it. Like they're like, oh yeah, we have a baby now. That's like he's like 4 months old now, so like a June baby. Yeah.
Now we get to surprise them.
Yeah, and then also want to shout out to Jason's cousin Phil. He had a 40th birthday. It was really nice and fancy. Yeah, well, because I did photos.
Okay.
And then because of that, Rollos and some of our other friends were there too. That's they asked like how the podcast is doing. So it's really cool that
that's
like
cool.
The people are listening to the podcast because it's always a surprise to me because like I just feel like we're just doing it just because like we want to talk and get some content out there and maybe like have some insights, especially with like all the guests that we have brought. Like you have insight on like the sports side of things and things like that, and things I never even thought about. Like golf, like I didn't know golf was centralized here in one of the center spots.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest spots.
Yeah, one of the biggest spots. I didn't know that. So I thought we were just bringing that kind of knowledge, but it's always comforting to have like friends come up and it's like, hey, like ask either how it's doing or like, hey, I listened to this or something like that.
Yeah.
So keep it coming. Yeah.
Well, and thank you for that reminder because I forgot it was Phil's birthday. So, so shout out to my cousin Phil.
Did he send you an invite?
No, I don't think I got an invite.
Oh.
Yeah. So because I forgot his birthday.
Oh.
That's where our relationship is.
You forgot it because you didn't send it in.
I mean,
so we're even.
To be fair, though, it was also like at a random Tuesday. So yeah. So I don't know if you would have been able to make it at all.
Probably not. What time did you guys have it at?
It was from 4 to 6.
Oh, that was free.
It was at 4, it was at 4 to 6 on a Tuesday at like it was a really nice winery up in Temecula. It's like, they got those ones.
Oh, that's why he knew I was working, so he didn't invite me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So thoughtful.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sam was there though.
Oh, that's my other cousin. So happy belated, Phil.
Yeah.
I'll see you next year for your birthday. Shout out to Boris. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day. Yeah. I didn't know you were coming from Carlsbad.
Yeah, it's all good, man. I'm here for the vibes. I'm here.
I was telling these guys, I was like, he's just down the street. Like, he don't have to be here. But I appreciate that, and I appreciate your friendship through the years. Like when I asked you, I was like, I literally forgot how long it's been, and I'm like, 14 years.
It's been a while.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you. I'm excited to see 2025 what that looks like for you. I'm excited to see your wife with her content. I know Nadine will love it. Nadine works for, or she's a nurse, right? I'm not gonna say where she works for, but
maybe.
I think she's gonna appreciate that because she was also knock shift too, and she knows the battles, the trauma, like all the stuff that knock shift nurses do.
Yeah, you got to subscribe for your wife right there, dude.
There you go. Yeah, appreciate it. Hey.
And we'll post her her handle there as well too. But I do appreciate your friendship, and this is like one of the things that I wanted to do is really reconnect with folks because since the pandemic, for me at least, it's hard to come back from it, and so it's slowly like because I'm busy just with work. Sometimes like I think there's the last 2-3 years where I literally put my life first before work. Last before work, and now I flipped it around. Yeah, and hopefully this podcast will help bring people back. And I remember it's funny because I have your picture from when you first visited the Brew first time
in Escondido. Yeah.
So I'll take a picture later. I gotta find it because it's in a group of pictures. My Escondido apartment was originally the Brew but your photo's there, so I'll match it to the one that you will have up. Shout out to my brother. He also had his birthday. We went to Shido Ramen, celebrated his 29th birthday. Congrats to him. He's doing it. He's killing it. He has like this laboratory job. He just got promoted as well. Wow. And so proud of you. And then my wife, the executive producer, of course, for letting us be in this space, for just all the support. She's the one that's always like, make sure your guests sign that release waiver.
And I did.
Yeah, she did. And I did. We all saw him. Yeah.
And he did. And she's always like just game planning with me too. Like I shoot her some ideas and she'll give it to me raw. Like, I don't know if that sounds. Pause.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Sorry.
Jesus. You might have to sign another release after that one.
Sign another waiver. Ouch, Ryan.
Dude, you phrasing, man. Like, come on. Like, how could I? I was like, damn, Jason, you're just going to share that out there?
You didn't do that on purpose? That was just straight out the
cup? It's just from the heart. It's just from the heart.
That's so crazy, man.
Man, Nadine's going to choke you after this.
I wish.
Definitely is.
Do us one last favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It does help us out. Road to 500 subs. Thank you for all the new followers. Yeah.
All right.
All right. Thank you for hanging out with us. I'm brewpac.shakur.
This is Art.
And Brian.
And I'm Boris. Oh man, that's on me.
Do you want to redo it or?
No.
Thanks.
No.
Thank you.
Peace.
Yeah, like preemptively peace too. So
It's all right.